And this does look like a legit. No, it is. It's actually uses some of the IP, and it is Top Gun Fire at Will. One microprose. Early release, 352. I just opened up because I was like, oh man, I've got to get that. So what? As you can see, look, I don't even know what it's worth. It might not be worth £8. I don't care. So it's helping a mate out. It's got a, I don't mind in that respect. We all like. I've had a lot of bargains in my time, so and that's beautiful. Yeah, so Top Gun Fire at Will. But it's got, I can't remember what the guy's name is. What does he say? You'll be flying a cargo ship full of rubber dogs. You'll be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong if you're not careful. I can't remember what his name is now. But the guy, yeah, when they blast the tower. It's a great condition. I mean, that's another hefty, fucking hefter. Yeah, all that. And what Rich does, Dana pointed this out because I wasn't really paying that much attention. He does say on his labels if it's missing the manual or not, or if it, etc, etc. So really useful, informative. It's nice to have prices on stuff. I know some people don't mind it, but it's just nice to know if something's way out your price range and without wasting people's time. A lot of the retro shops don't do that. I know it's kind of like a thing. But yeah, like I say, it's just early release title, and as soon as I saw that it was, because it's official from Paramount as well, so it's all, I don't know what it is, probably a load of shit, but because it had that on there, I was like, oh, I've got to get that, and it's one I don't see. So whenever there's anything like that weird and wonderful that I don't see, I always buy it. Right, the one that I mentioned earlier, I'm hoping this is the one that I haven't got. I'm pretty sure it's not, and this is the one from the Saturn as well. And I'll show you what it is. So it's arcade. Midway presents Arcade Greats. It's the Atari Collection 1. So a tenner on that, which is about the going rate, give or take. Discs jumped out. So again, all complete. I think it's 2. Me and Daniel are sort of speaking. Collection 2 is a more common one, we think. So this has got Asteroids, Battle Zone, Missile Command, Centipede, Super Breakout, and Tempest. So Tempest, oh, what a game! To be honest, I like Centipede. I was talking to somebody, but Centipede was one of the games that I got really into on the 2600, and obviously it's an alright port, better with the spinners, but it's no arcade game. But yeah, I have to have a look. I think it's this one, because I picked up one, didn't I? And someone sort of said, "Oh, you need to get number." Oh, I can't remember. It was something like that. Something nothing. Yeah, tenner. So probably worth it for Tempest. And the Asteroid's not a bad game either. Point chasers, aren't they? Right. But I think he's underpriced, this one. And I think he might have realised when I picked it up. He was like, what the bloody hell are you buying it? And I've been on the lookout for this for ages, because the one I've got really annoys the tits out of me. So I'm really happy to get this. And it's an early release, 158. I don't think that's... Oh, 466 that is. 466. This is 158. And it is the black box, the OG Road Rash. Yeah, 15 quid on that, which I think's a fucking bargain price. I'm sure it's double this on the old Flea of the Bay. I'm sure of it. But say the black box, or whatever you want to call it, the original, the not platinum. You get this in the is it the white label? Is it the white label? and that's what you'll see a lot of, but you don't see this the original one. It's one of them hard-edged versions. It's the same fucking game. It's not the same because it's not in this. Again, this is in great condition. Manual the mail away and all that. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, fucking hell, because when you just sort of see it like that as well, you think, oh, it's going to be the white label. And when I pulled it out and it was like that one, I was like, fucking straight away, yes, I'm having that. So super chuffed, and that's all the haul from the Super Game Shack. Rich won't be watching because he'll be busy selling stuff, but definitely recommend going down to see Rich. It's if you went to a Revival, he stalls out there and he has like a good section called Retro Dirt, and it's, you know, it's just tubs of odds and sods, and he sells them for £1, £2, £3. But he's kind of took that little idea and he's put it into the shop. There's like a little corner where it's like the lower end, like still okay games, maybe loose discs, you know, loose DS cartridges, or a Snes game. The label's probably not quite nice. And it's all reduced, and I think that's I like that, because especially for people like myself now, where I'm just trying to piece little bits together. You know, I might have like a box and a manual but no disc for a game, and Dana's got quite a lot of them as well, because he bought a job lot of loose empty boxes. And it's nice to have a little rummage around, isn't it? You know, because you don't know what you find. But yeah, Super Game Shack in Leicester Town Centre, Silver Arcade, I think it is, which is quite a nice little building. It's the oldie style. It's not like one of these new fangle dangle ones. It's like been repurposed, I think. I can't remember what it was before, but that's what it's called, and that's where it is. Details down below. So go and give Rich some money. Big game out. You'll love it there, mate. Right. We'll do this one. This is the last shop we went into, but I'll do this one first. Do this one first. Do this one next. This was, so that was over in Leicester. Then we went over towards, well, I thought it was Birmingham, but Dana says it's not. It's more Dudley way. This is called, what's it called? Retro Summit. Can't think, too many beers. But it's not even in here. Oh, fucking hell. I'll put it down the bottom here because I've gone absolutely fucking blank. Obviously it's Dana's neck of the woods, so he knew this guy in there. His name's Rich. Really nice guy. Smaller shop. But it's one of them ones where, I wouldn't say less is more, but he's got some nice bits as well. It's hard to explain. It's not like stuff like everywhere that you can't see it. It's more selective. Massive Dreamcast collection. I know Big Game Al went over there and raped it, because we actually mentioned about Ali. He said, yeah, he come over here, he spent big money, spent big. Can't think what the fucking name of the store's called. Retro. So I've never been there. I've never been to any of these shops before. But anyway, long story short, I had a look round. He had a couple of bits that I was interested in, but obviously because this was the last one we went to as well, I was like, that's raining a little bit here, Stu, because you're going a bit fucking mad. You're a madman. So I had a look at the PS1 section, because it was first in door. You know, not huge amounts, but this is the thing. When we went to the one that I'll show you last, like fucking mountains of PS1 games, and there's only one that I wanted. This guy had like 3 shelves, and there's 2 games on there that I wanted. So it's not all about quantity; it's almost about quality. And again, great prices. You know, it's more Dana's, mate. So Dana got the deal, but I sort of paid as well. I think I treated Dana to a game from there as well. Yeah, because I found, because he was on about a game, and that this guy had it rich. Old school gaming. Old school gaming. I knew it would come to me. Old school gaming. he had some Snes stuff that I was interested in as well. But I was like, okay, no, let's just ask him about one Snes game. And he said the price. I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And a couple of PS1 titles, said the price for them. I was like, yeah. So again, great prices. So the first one that I saw on the shelf, and a few people have picked this up. Now I'm not getting on anyone's, you know, I'm not fucking influenced, but I am. Dana was like, I'm not influenced by anybody. I don't like being influenced. As soon as someone starts saying something, I'll go the opposite way. I just sat there and went, and I can't remember, it might have been Eddie. There's a few people have picked this up. I was like, fucking I want that game. And then obviously this guy had it. It needs a, well, not the whole case, the front needs swapping. And it's Rock and Roll Racing 2. As you can see, the front's smashed up, but it's a front. Everything else about it's fine. Because he was telling me, he goes, it's not like the Snes one. I played a little bit dumb. The teeth fell out of it. I mean, this is like literally just a case transplant, and it'll be fucking perfect. But yeah, I was like, oh, is it? I said, I thought it might be like, but I knew what it was like. Apparently, it's not a great game either, but it's that IP, isn't it? You know, it's Rock and Roll Racing, so you have to have it. So there's that one, and then the other one that I saw on there again. One obviously I knew about that one. This one I had no idea about it, and say it falls into that same category that I mentioned before. You know, the weird and wonderful PlayStation 1 games that like, what the hell? Oh shit! What's Rock and Roll Racing? Rock and Roll Racing is 56. Shit! I did not realise that. Wow, I wouldn't have thought it was that early. Not so early. 809. N2O. Like as in H2O, but N2O. And it's a bit of a shooter. It looks Tempest-esque. And that's by Gremlin. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a fucking punt on that. Take a deep breath, prepare to engage in an electrified tsunami of light colour and 45 font. So, like to say, like Tempest-esque. Your tunnel runner screeching through the 30 levels of constantly morphing psychedelic dimension of N2O, lockdown, power up, and take the trip of a lifetime. You're fueled by adrenaline and driven by instinct in this state-of-the-art 32-bit shooter. And it just says shooter. So I was like, insectoid, pure adrenaline. Oh, I could do with some adrenaline. So yeah, never heard of it. You know, as you do, you get back and you have a quick look. I don't think, for what he charged me, I think I got a deal. This actually isn't that expensive on eBay. It's probably about £7. So if you do fancy a copy, jump on it. And it's one of these ones, a bit like Parappa the Rapper. Did I show you the inside? This crap sticker. But I think the manual's like a poster, and that's in great nick. So just be mindful if you are buying it. That is the manual, and obviously that might be in different stages of condition, because then sort of things they start tearing, don't they, at the joint and stuff. So yeah, N2O. Never get played. One day. And the Snes game that I picked up, it will come, well, you probably all guess what the reason why I got it. It's not in the best nick, but again, what he charged me, I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And we got us a copy of Desert Strike. I don't think there's much I can do with this. Maybe just tidy up a few of the corners. It's just been well played. Well played. It is complete. because I think I did ask him that anyway. I have got this loose cart. This can be adjusted, the tray, because if you can see it's bubbled up there. We'll get that flattened, get that ironed and sorted out. That'd be not a problem. So the cart's in great nick anyway. I'll say it did come with a manual. So someone's really, I kind of like it because someone's really fucking thumbed this and been into it. But in my box of stuff, I did have another one which is slightly better. Not massively, but it, again, like if it kind of fits. It's a slight upgrade on that because it's not as like manked up and whatever, but it's enough that it doesn't stand out like it shouldn't be there with this box. I told you, didn't I? That bloody Urban Strike. As soon as I get one, I have to get them all now. But yeah, you know, still got the old. I'm not that will stay on. I'm not taking that because you can flatten that down anyway. I think I'm missing some box protectors now. Need to get onto what's that, Charlie Miller. What's it, Game Vault? My Game Vault. Although to be honest, I mean these are like the thicker ones. As long as it's protected, I don't really mind the sort of thinner, flimsy ones. Are cheaper. You know. I'm not a box protector snob. Right, the last store we went. The first, the second store we went to. Fucking hell, Stu. Vintage Gamer, Nick. So everyone who goes to Revival will know Nick because he sponsors it. I've never been to his shop. First time I've been to his shop. I've met Nick numerous times at Revival or whatever. Always says hello. Not really nice guy. Sound as a pound. That's what his data call him. Typical salesman. But his shop is like an Aladdin's cave. There's so much stuff, and again, I'm just reiterating the same thing that Eddie, Retro Bear, Big Game Al have all said. You know, and a lot of people have said. I mean, Dana told me about Vintage Gamer years and years ago, and Chris, CGM Retro, and Tim, Bad Fuck Up. It's just manic. It's the funny story. So there's a few bits. Again, he's got the cabinets, you know, your typical setup, but nothing's priced up, or very little's priced up. Which, you know, same with Rich at Old School Gaming. None of his stuff's priced up. So sometimes it works both. Yeah, it works two ways. But the thing with Nick is, he's the one that does the pricing generally. So if he's tied up with somebody else, you're kind of waiting a little bit. And it was, I mean, I said to Dana, for like where it is, it's not in the high street. It's not in the high street or anything. It's busy, right? It's for a Friday as well. It's busy. So yeah, we're plenty to look at. But I didn't want to take stuff out of the cabinets and hold it. So yeah, it's kind of like trying to get him to then deal with you. So I asked him about a few different bits and bobs, the prices and stuff. And he sort of, prior to that, I sort of said, "Look, there's a few bits I want to look at, but have you got any like loose manuals, empty boxes? You know, again, like I said, I sort of said, look, I'm just trying to piece together like stuff for NES or whatever." And he took me to this other little tiny room. Anyone's been there will know what I'm on about, where a lot of the sort of micro stuff is. But he said there was a couple of drawers. He goes, "Oh, I'll have a look through them." My God, it's like a little fucking mine, like a gold mine in there. And he didn't know what was in there, so I was sorting through a lot of these manuals. I did leave a couple of bits out. I should have pulled them out, but I created a pile for him, because when I asked him about like SNES manuals and NES manuals, he went, "Mate, I just sold like a a bundle of Snes manuals for 20 quid. I said, oh yeah, no, I've seen them. So I had that in mind, so I was going through this drawer, which clearly hadn't been gone through for fucking years, and I built a little pile of like decent like manuals, and there was an insert and a manual for Shining Force 2. All you need is the cartridge, and you can whack it into a Mega Drive box. It's like fucking 90 quid worth of game there. He didn't even know it was in there. So he really, I say again, looked after us big time here. I mean, Dana knows. He probably knows. He knows Dana by name. He doesn't know me by name. I think he knows me by face. You know, like ugly motherfucker. But he's really amenable, lovely guy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Harry? Too many years there, Stu. But the shop is just like, it's just rammed. It's rammed. So I was looking through. It's like a little filing cabinet drawer. And I was just going through the whole fucking thing. And I did find, turned up a few nice little bits out of that. Which, like I say, it's all sort of manuals and inserts. So, tell you what I'll do. Yeah, we'll do the manuals and inserts first. A few things that I couldn't remember, so I took a flyer on. So we've got an instruction booklet for Hook on the NES. Useful to have. If the worst, the only good thing about the NES, which I probably wouldn't do with the Snes, or you don't really do with the Snes, is these will sit inside the sleeves anyway. So if you've got the loose card, you can always put the manual in there. So it kind of has that above the Snes. A Boyne's Blob, I think I have got that box, but I think I am missing the manual. That was in there. Ikari Warriors, Pac-Man, and DuckTales. Now I'm not sure if my DuckTales, I think that's missing the front sleeve. But again, for what I paid for it, I thought, fuck it, we'll chuck it in. Because it says page 5 there, so I think there's missing 1 or 2 pages, but it was part of the deal, you know what I mean? A couple of Snes ones here. This game, I want to get anyway. I had the first one, and an early release on the Snes. I think Alex, Nintendo Arcade, and a few other people said the second one's better. I don't recall playing the second one, but I thought, you know what? Pound to penny, if I find a copy of it, if it's on like CX, it's got to be missing the manual. So Top Gear 2. I don't even have the cartridge for that, because obviously I've been through the cartridges looking for Super Street Fighter. I do have the cartridge for this though. So I just need a box. It's Pebble Beach Golf Links. So, you know, just nice little bits just to fill the bits in. Doing bits, doingsies. But the fucking creme de la creme of manuals I found in there, I didn't have. I mean, I found him like Pokemon manuals and all kinds of stuff for the GameCube. He was like, oh, bloody hell, thanks, mate. And he seen this one and he looked at me, he smiled. And I think if I hadn't have done the little pile for him, I don't think I don't know. He might not have sold me this. But it's Klonoa Door to Phantomile, the instruction manual. So, you know, and it's in great condition. I've ordered this off CEX. Yes, last night it wasn't in stock. Obviously that's Friday, because like I said, when I picked this up I thought, well, if I can get one on eBay without a manual, because people will go a bit arsey, won't they, you know, like I get it slightly reduced. I mean, this is going for daft money, like 160, 170, 200, 270 quid. You know, Dana fucking got a copy, didn't he, in a bundle. But pound to penny, it's going to be missing. If it's going to be missing anything, it's going to be missing the manual. So I've ordered one off CX. We'll see. If it comes through complete, then great. Because I think I looked on eBay and someone sold a manual for like about 40 quid. So, you know, worst case, I'll have to move that on and offset it. But it might come through with no manual. But then I'll have it complete. And the thing is with these games, they're not getting any cheaper. I remember when that was about 90 quid, 80 odd quid in CX. Ain't that now. Ain't that now. In with all the manuals, it was squished and flattened. This, I think, with a clean up, will come up really quite nice. And it's boxed a manual for aero gauge on the N64, and it's flat as a pancake. It's just a little bit dirty. It's got a couple of stickers on there. We can get rid of them. I did have a loose, of course it was loose, a spare tray, which is a little bit ropey. I'm probably going to get a better one. I hate these trays that they did for the N64 this type. But I say it did come with a manual. It didn't come with a tray. I had that stashed somewhere, so I've put that in there just to try and give it a bit of form. But all the flaps are there, and I think with a little bit of work I can get that looking half decent. And obviously I've got the cart. Yeah, the cartridge for aero gauge is with the same cartridge for fucking Rush fucking 2, whatever, where that fucking thing's disappeared to. The arse end of nowhere. I should have dug this bloody cart. No, actually, yeah, I'll dig that out before put everything away. But yeah, like I said, it was just squished with loads like Spectrum 128K user guys and Amstrad guys, and anybody who went in that little room, if you didn't look in that drawer, then that little filing cabinet thing, I mean, it killed me fucking back. Dana kept coming in there. You still going, Stu? But he didn't know what was in there. It's like fucking, what do you call it? Like the crustacean levels going through history. But that's where you find some of the good stuff. So the only PlayStation game that, and he had like racks on, and I knew, see, this is the thing though, Eddie had been through them already. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, there ain't going to be any gold in here, because Eddie's gone through it. And I remember in Eddie's video, he'd found a couple of games that even Nick didn't know he had. But Dana was after one or two certain titles, and one of them we found at Rich's Old School anyway. So I was going through it, because you don't know, you know, there's weird ones like, I haven't got into the tent shoes, so Eddie probably wouldn't have bothered with the tent shoes, but there was none of them there. It's just stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I knew there wouldn't be any sort of hidden gems. But there was this one. It's missing the insert. I don't think he charged me much of anything. And it just looks a weird, funky little game by Ocean. It's called Motor Mash. And Danny went, I've got that! I have no idea. It looks like a little top-down racer. 310. So I thought, yeah, we'll chuck that on. We'll get, see that sticker there, it's not on there, it's on the insert. We'll get it off with label remover. So I just need to find an insert for that. It should be a problem. This is actually the wrong case, I think, because it's got the hologram there, but this is the boarded PlayStation one. I could probably swap that for Rock and Roll Racing. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what he charged me for most things, because he just did a bundle deal. Except for oh, damn it. Did he tell me the price? He told me the price on that. What I said about these, it doesn't matter. So he had some imports. I should have probably asked him for, but you know what? It got to the point where the stuff that I sort of got on there was enough, because you could go stupid. There was Astal on the Saturn I was interested in, and there was two PC Engine games he had in the cabinet. I don't know if that was all the ones he had. I would have thought so, because the thing is, when Nick's been at Revival, he's always had tubs. And it's either like feast or famine. So thinking on, if it had more PC Engine stuff, I think he would have put it out. That's what I'm hoping. But equally then, if it had like another tub or whatever it pulled, I'd be like spending way too much money. So anyway, he had Astal, he had Aero Blasters on the Turbo Graphics, which is like the American version, and then he had this one on the Turbo Graphics. So Astal he wanted 70 quid, Aero Blasters he wanted 75 quid. This one he said 30 or 35. Again, I think as a bundle, like, I probably brought the price down a little bit. I thought, yeah, I'll take this one, and it's Sidearms Hyperdyne on the PC Engine cue card. I did check. I thought I've got this already. I haven't. I mean, I checked when I got home, not when I was in the shop, because I'd just fucking buy it. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, it's even got the little foam bits. I think, and someone's going to correct me here, I think there's two versions of Sidearms. There's their Sidearms and then there's their Sidearms Hyperdyne. Am I getting confused? Another game. Because that was my worry. I was like, oh, I might have it, but then again I might have the other version. But I haven't got this. Well, I did check the stack and I haven't got it. He says. Last two, yeah, we'll call it then. Fucking hell. Right. Yeah, quite a lot of Snes, box Snes games. I mean, I didn't realise he had loose Snes. Again, he had a lot of the cabinets. Dana got a loose cartridge. So, loose cartridge, so where are them? And Dana pointed to the cabinet and Nick went, oh no, they're all up here. So behind the till, there's racks of stuff. So you kind of have to ask, well, I'm guessing they probably, if you asked him, have you got any loose SNES cards, he'd let you walk around it, but didn't even see them. So there's stuff everywhere. It's like literally rammed into every nook and cranny. But to be honest, I weren't in that sort of loose SNES. I'm not in the loose SNES zone. I'm not. I'm more in the box zone. So there was one other game that he had on the shelf that I was looking at, and to be honest, it's probably in worse condition than Desert Strike. But it's a game I remember from the Amiga days. I should have probably asked him how much it was, because if it had been like a tenner, I should have just bought it. I didn't. It might be there if and when we go back with Rob. And that was Draken. So I remember playing that on the Amiga. I don't know what it ports like over to the SNES. I don't know. Might have to use the mouse maybe. But anyway, it was kind of like I was just trying to, because when he sort of said 70 quid on Astal and 70 quid on this, I thought, okay, his prices aren't like, they're about right. You know, you're not, again, it's bricks and mortar. The guy's got fucking bills to pay. This one, well, I can't remember, did he say 30 quid? I think he said 30 quid on it. But it is complete. I think an iron will do it the world of good. And it'll take a few of the dinks out. I think he said 30, or did it say 25? I can't remember. But it's Choplifter 3. And it's not one that you see too often on the SNES boxed. The worst of it is a smash there. So I'm hoping I can sort of flatten that out and maybe put a bit of support at the back of it. Again, it's not going to fix it. It's just going to stop it getting any worse. But yeah, so Choplifter, if you don't, you must know Choplifter from the Master System days. I don't know where Choplifter 2 come out on. Ocean game again. So Mr. Bad's another Ocean game, as well as what was it? Motor Mash. Again, we just need we could sort the tray out. I didn't even look inside it. Someone's got some little codes out here. Covered in the Rona. I'm joking. I don't care about shit like that. Got the precautions, got the manual. in nice condition. Bit of a crease at the bottom there. I'll send this over to Rob so his missus can iron it for me. Joke. But yeah, I think Sergeant Warren was shot down by guerrilla forces last night while patrolling over enemy lines. He's wounded, sleepless, and in desperate need of help. There's no time for diplomacy. You're going in. So yeah, it's like a rescue. If you played Choplifter, then you know what Choplifter's about. If you haven't played Choplifter, essentially you control a helicopter. Side scroller, left to right. You blow enemy bases up like POWs, and the first POWs come out, and then you have to hover to collect the POWs and take them back to safety. But all the while you've got tanks, missile silos, other helicopters, other airplanes trying to shoot you down and kill you. Really good little game, to be honest. Say little, probably. But I haven't played Choplifter 3. I would be interested to know where Choplifter 2 comes into it. But again, a little bit. Look, you can see the sump. Give that an iron. I think that'll be all right. Be all right. Be a nice copy, that one. I've seen the cartridge, seen the loose cartridge a few times. I've always been like, oh. But when I seen the box, I thought, yeah, let's bite the bullet. And then the last one, when I saw this on the shelf, I thought, yes, I'm having that. And he said the price, I was like, yeah, straight away. I know he said 15 quid on this. The box has got one little dink in it, which I might be able to do something with. It's got no manual, it's got no tray. The tray, not too bad. The manual, I'm going to try and source again. And it's Jungle Strike. So the worst of it is that little puncture mark there. It's a bit of a bugger, but it's just a cartridge, so there's not a great deal to show you guys. All the flaps are intact. So that literally, that is the worst part of it, and it's Jungle Strike. So I've got obviously Urban Strike complete. Then we went to Nick's, and this was there, so I got that. Then we went to Rich's old school game, and he had Desert Strike. I've got to get that. I think that's the main set of them, the three. There is another weird one which I have actually already got. I think it's called oh god, I've got it up there in the thing. I think it's like a spiritual successor to the games. It's not part of the actual original trilogy or the Strike games. It's called something like Airborne something or other, but it's in the same vein as the Strike games. And that is that. That was mega fucking video. Probably not doing a video that long in ages, years probably. The Scar Boot video maybe. But great day. Again, many thanks to Dana. Really appreciate it, man. I needed that. Needed that day out. Fucking about 9-10 hours we were out for. Great laugh. Fucking time flew by like that, boom. Because there was another shop we were going to go to, but we just ran out of time. So we could have done more, but it's like, I said to him, look, just leave it, because otherwise you're not going to have any evening left. But yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Some nice little bits there as well, you know. Little things for me to get my teeth into, like try and complete Super Street Fighter set. It just gives you like little things to sort of aim for, you know, like little mini goals. Get some of these boxes cleaned up as well. So yeah, wicked. Definitely check out Super Game Shack. It's a Super Game Shack, Super Retro Game Shack. Rich's Vintage Gamer Nick, you all know him, and Old School Gaming Rich. Obviously check out Dana as well. Getting to make videos again, getting back on the tubes. But other than that, YouTube, take it easy and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.